Hi, this is Jenny Brav of Radiant Wholeness Healing, and today we're going to be tapping for when you're feeling dissociated. And just as a disclaimer, I don't mean a clinical diagnostic state. And if you're feeling acutely dissociated, this is probably not the video for you. This is not intended to replace mental health support and care in any way. And especially if we have a history of trauma of any kind, many of us will dissociate when triggered. So that can take the form of just feeling numb. Maybe you tap on your body, you can't really feel it, or it feels really distant. Might show up as feeling really scattered, lost, depressed, or conversely, being on high speed, getting really, really busy, feeling super disconnected. Also, the relational aspects, feeling difficult to engage in, feeling disengaged in general from others, from yourself, from life. So, there are lots of ways that it can show up. And this is just intended, in maybe like a medium state of dissociation to help you land again in your body, come back to yourself, have a conversation with the part of you that learned this as a strategy for when you're feeling scared or overwhelmed or out of control. So I invite you to take a few deep breaths first. And as you do, maybe connect to what is happening in your body emotionally, your internal state. And when you're ready, we're going to start tapping. You can repeat after me out loud or in your head, and feel free to modify the words in any way that resonates with you. Even though I'm feeling really dissociated right now, numb, checked out, or maybe on high speed, distracting, I'm open to loving and accepting myself deeply and completely. Good. Deep breath. Tapping on your head. This dissociated feeling inside of your eyebrows. High part of me that checks out outside of the eyes, disconnects under the eyes, goes into hiding under and above the lips. Breathe. When I feel scared or overwhelmed, under the collarbone, I see you. Middle of sternum, I acknowledge you. Ribs, I know you got scared. Under the armpits, I know it doesn't feel safe to be here right now. Rest. It's okay to be scared. Have the rest. And it's possible that it's safe to stay now. all over the head, even though it wasn't back then. Inside of the eyebrows. High part of me that learned a long time ago. Outside of the eyes. To leave my body. Under the eyes when things got overwhelming. Under and above the lips. That was exactly what you needed to do back then. Under the collarbone, breathe. And it was so smart and brave of you, middle of sternum. And I am so grateful. Wrist, that you did exactly what you needed to do to survive. Under the armpit, to avoid all those messy feelings. Wrist, to feel a little more in control. Other wrist. You helped me get to where I am today. Head, and I am so grateful. Inside of the eyebrows. And we can keep dissociating as long as we want to. Outside of the eyes as long as we need to feel safe. Under the eyes, breathe. Under and above the lips. And it's possible that it is no longer the safer option. Under the collarbone, because every time you leave my body, middle of sternum, I end up feeling so lost. Ribs depressed. Under the armpits, really scattered. Inside of the wrist, scrambling for solid ground. Other wrist, that is nowhere to be found. Tapping all over the head. Distracting myself. Inside of the eyebrows. Either collapsing outside of the eyes or staying frantically busy. Under the eyes, breathe. Under and above the lips, but in a way that feels disengaged. Under the collarbone. And it's really hard to connect to others. Middle of sternum, when I'm disconnected from myself. And ribs, when part of me has gone into hiding. Under the armpit or floating above my body. Wrist. High dissociated part. Other wrist. I see you. Head. I love you. Inside of the eyebrows. I need you. Outside of the eyes, because when we're not in the body, under the eyes, I can't connect to my heart. Under and above the lips, my inner knowing. Under the collarbone, my wisdom, middle sternum. Our circumstances have changed. Ribs. It's possible, it is safe for you to come back. Good. Let's pause. Let's check in. Breathe. And just notice how you're feeling. If the charge on the trigger on your dissociation is less, if it feels like you're more in your body, then you can continue with the video. If you're still feeling pretty numb, dissociated, frozen, scattered, in hyper arousal, then I invite you to do the first part of the video again. And there are a few different ways of calling this part back. So we're going to do all of them, but you can also feel into which lands the most. And so first we can really nod to this pattern of dissociation, of freezing, going into hyperarousal, hypervigilance, collapse, feeling scattered. Whatever version of checking out has been your coping strategy, and just nodding to it, recognizing that this was exactly what the version of you who developed the strategy or maybe inherited the strategy, if there's a intergenerational trauma and this is an ancestral pattern. So just recognizing the inherent wisdom of this strategy and nodding to it. And you can either, if it doesn't feel like you're ready to release it completely, you can either put it aside for now, just to feel what that feels like with gratitude. Knowing you can always pick it back up if you want to, or we can release it to energy, light, vibration with gratitude for how it has served you, your ancestors, and then releasing any cords tying you to that strategy, the memories, if there's a memory of trauma. And then we can call all of the energy that has been up there and scattered back. And then closing the energetic circuit and bringing it slowly back here into your heart. And another way of doing that, if there's a traumatic memory that you keep on getting hijacked back into whenever there's a situation that has vaguely a similar feeling tone to that, we can feel into the younger you that's stuck in their trauma capsule. Now that we've released the strategy and the associated energies, we can just pop that trauma capsule, push, catch your younger self, bring them into your heart, and fast forward from then to now. Because often when there's a trigger, our current self with all of our wisdom gets hijacked back into the past as if it's happening now. And instead, we want to update that experience, that version of us, into current time so that they get to experience our current situation, all of our resources, the freedom and the choice that we have now that we didn't have then. So letting all of that land, feeling yourself landing back into current time, into your body, into resources. Maybe sometimes going side to side can help you feel your pelvic bowl, which is very anchoring point. Or if your feet are on the floor, you can feel that connection to the earth. Feeling your breath, your spine, calling everything back into now, getting out of past, future thinking. And doing the gathering your energy movement anytime, as many times as you need. And then tapping all over your body, shaking it out, touching something grounding. It can be the actual ground. It can be your thighs, the biggest muscles in the body. It can be a rock or your desk. Thank you for joining me in this journey. Please let me know in the comments down below how that went, if you're feeling more in your body than when you started. And as always, like, subscribe so other people can know about this video and the channel, and feel free to reach out if you're wanting to do any deeper work on any patterns like this or history of trauma. Thank you so much.